Hey guys, Crypto on the Cheap here. So this is my second showcase of my extremely cheap Bitcoin mining rig or cryptocurrency mining rig with an extremely fast ROI time. So I'm going to first go over the cards and then go over the hash rates and how much I paid for everything and everything like that. And then I'll try just do some quick math and find out the ROI time. Okay, so this first red card, the bright red card right there, is a HD 7970, or it was later released as an R9 280X, and it has 3 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory. So that card it's an older AMD card. It's pretty good though. It's a dual fan design. It requires an 8-pin and a 6-pin connector, so it is kind of power hungry. But it does about 300 souls a second on Equihash or Zcash, so that is pretty good. So that earns me about 0.2 to 0.3 micro Bitcoin per day, which is pretty good. This card in the middle, you might not even be able to tell it's a graphics card, but it is. You can't really see it. It's a low profile MSI GTX 750 Ti. So it's a low profile card. It doesn't use much power. It doesn't require any external connectors or anything, as you can see. By the way, this is a Diamond Multimedia HD 7970, and it doesn't require any power connectors. It's a tiny card, and it's just pretty low power. It doesn't really do much. And then this card right here is an Asus Direct CU2 HD 7870. So I believe it's like 1 or 2 years older than the 7970, and it does about 180 souls a second on Equihash. So it's not as good as this card, but it also is a year older, and I got this one for really cheap. I'll show you in a little bit. So this requires 2 6-pin connectors. So now I'm going to go over the rest of the parts and what they all cost me. So this motherboard is a Gigabyte, I don't know if you can see it right there, GA-970A-D3SP. And the main reason I picked it is because, if you can count there, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PCIE slots. I believe 3 of them are X1, one's an X16, and one's an X4 slot. So that's really good for mining. And I got this on Amazon for about $85. And before I did not have these 2 cards hooked up. I have another video about this. You can go check that one out if I leave a link in the description or anything. So I did have to buy this USB Wi-Fi adapter. It was about $10 on Amazon. That's just a USB that I had hooked up for something else. That doesn't matter. Keyboard and mouse, I just got those. I just had those laying around. This hard drive is just a Hitachi Death Star. It's a 160 gigabyte drive. It's really slow. But you could probably get that for less than $10. I got in a computer that I got for $2.50 at a garage sale, so that was a great deal. That stick of memory right there, it's a single 2 gigabyte stick of DDR3 1066 megahertz memory. It's really slow, but I already had it in a system that I got. But you can probably pick up something like that on eBay for, I'd say, less than $10. So this power supply is a Rosewell Arc 750. It's upside down right now. It's a 750 watt power supply. It's 80 plus bonds rated. The main reason I picked it is because it has the 4 8-pin connectors, which is pretty good for a 750 watt power supply. But it's a decent unit. I think I picked it up for only $40 because it was $50, but I had a mail-in rebate for $10. That still hasn't arrived, even though I got this power supply about 2 months ago. I got it around Christmas time. And then these risers, these 2 ones are different. They're kind of like red and black, and this one's just your standard blue riser. Those are all just kind of standard goods from Amazon. In total, those probably cost me around $15, so those were pretty cheap. All this stuff was pretty cheap. This monitor I also got for, I think, like less than $3 at a thrift store. So I am using the NiceHash miner. Oh yeah, and one thing I got to mention, I do have an RX 560 on my main computer inside that also mines at the same time. I just sometimes use it for gaming. and that's where I got the stick of RAM. I just took it out, so it's now 6 in the main computer instead of 8, but I can also mine with these. Then I'll probably buy another stick of RAM for this one, so I can put that one inside again and just have 2 in this. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So I am using the NiceHash miner. The main reason I'm using it, some people ask me sometimes why I use it, is because the NiceHash miner, it pays out in Bitcoin, and it's easy to use, and I can also switches to the most profitable currencies. So even if they do take a bit of my profit, I still am making a good amount. So all of my cards are mining Zcash right now, and I got this DVI cable for like $5 or $10, and it was really cheap. So all of my cards are mining Zcash right now. The GTX 750 Ti is NVIDIA. It's doing around 81, almost 82 souls a second on equihash, or 0.06, almost 0.07 micro Bitcoin per day, and about 55 cents a day. So this card, you could probably pick up for around $40 today, and if it's doing 55 cents a day, this is when Bitcoin is really low, around $8,000. So if you're watching this video in the future and it's way higher than this, just kind of like if it's at 16,000, then double that. Basically, that's whatever it is. So this card is making about 50 cents a day. So if you got it for around $40 or $50, you're looking at about an 80 to 90 day ROI time, which is actually really good for that card. That card is, you can get it for pretty cheap now. 750 Ti, they're not expensive. You can get those for cheap, and for the price. And because I already had this card and I used it for gaming before I upgraded to the 560, I'm not even counting it really anymore, but I mean, once I do the ROI of the whole rig, then I'll probably count it in there. So yeah, it's doing about 53 cents a day right now. Not bad. I don't know if I can show it right there, yeah. And then the HD 7970 and the 7870 are both mining equihash as well. So they're doing 446 souls a second on equihash, or about 0.36 micro Bitcoin a day, or about $3 a day for those two cards. And in total on this rig, I'm doing 0.43652, or about $3.53 a day. So this rig, this card I got for eBay for Christmas on $120. Which is kind of not that good of a deal for that card, but now that all the GPUs are really short and stuff, you kind of have to adjust the prices, because this card used to be able to pick it up for a lot cheaper, about $180 to $100, but now it's going up because I guess people are realizing that you can mine with it. It is also known as the HD 70, or the R9280X. It's the same card, it just has a little higher clock speeds on it. I got that for $120, and this is this HD 7870 I got for $60 on Craigslist. So this was actually a pretty good deal. The guy had 2 of them. I guess he was running them like Crossfire or anything, or something like that right there. And he must have just realized that they're obsolete because they're so old. He just decided to sell them or something like that. So I got one of them for $60, which was a pretty good deal. And so if we're doing $3 a day, that's 180. And I paid 180 for both of them combined, even though I didn't pay for one of them, but I'll just say 180 just if you want to build a rig, something like this. So it's $180 for both of those cards, and if they're doing $3 a day currently, usually they would be doing way more. So this, when Bitcoin was way up, this 7970 right here was doing almost $4 a day on its own. And then it went way down, and now both of them are doing $3 a day, and right now I consider that good. Because all the prices are so whacked out. So $3 a day. So if you do 180 divided by 3, I believe that's 60. So that's about a 60-day ROI, which is actually really fast for just those 2 cards. Yeah, so that's actually pretty good, and I consider that great because some other rigs have ROIs of like over 100 days, and 100 days, that's a long time. And the RX 560 I paid $100 for. That was before the prices shot up. I got that for 120 with the $20 mail-in rebate. That still hasn't arrived either, but that was actually a really good deal because that card now is selling for close to $200. I think it's around 180 or something. So I actually got a great deal. It's an MSI Aero ITX. It's kind of a mini version. It's a pretty small card, but it's still gigantic compared to the GTX 750 Ti, which is completely tiny. It's literally like a fourth of the size of the either of these cards. So that card is just tiny. But yeah, that one does about 80 cents a day. It's doing about 85 cents a day right now. And mine's Dagger Decred, and it does about it also uses the Nice Hash Miner, and it does about 80 cents a day, or about 0.1 micro Bitcoin per day. So in all, if we add this 0.42 to the other, it's about 0.52 micro Bitcoin a day, which means about every 2 days I get my payout into my Nice Hash internal wallet. I still do use it, even though some people don't because it got hacked, but I mean, it's basically the only alternative because it takes a really long time to get paid out into their other wallets, and like for a small miner like me, that would take a really long time. So in all, let's just do some quick maths here. So 40 plus, I'll just say 100 for that and the adapter and the hard drive. So that's about 100. And then for these three cards, I paid about 180. I'll just say about 220. So about $330. And if I'm doing about $4 a day, 330 divided by 4, let's just say 300 divided by 4, let's see, that's about an 80 to 90 day ROI for the entire thing, not even just the cards. So that's actually really good. Obviously, it usually is going to be higher up just because Bitcoin is way down right now. It's like a little over $8,000 at the time of this video. Usually it would be doing more, but that's about an 80 to 90 to $100 ROI. That's just some rough estimates. But yeah, that's actually pretty good for a really cheap system like this. And the frame for this wood, I paid I think like $12 to have this wood. I just bought it. It's just 1 by 1 inches. Oh, and this is a power switch, but I'm not counting that because it's such an insignificant amount of the price. It was literally like $5, I think. So literally, this balance right here pays for that whole thing right there. So yeah, that thing is yeah. So that is basically it. That's basically the showcase of my entire quick system. Yeah. So just a quick daily update. We're doing about 0.41, 0.42, which is actually better than a few days ago. Micro Bitcoin a day. So about every 2 to 3 days we'll get our payout. So that's pretty good. So that's actually really good for a cheap system with a quick ROI like this. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it helps you. And if you want to create anything like this, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you liked it, and dislike it if you didn't like it. I do not really care. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.